We are the Panteria Owners Club of America. We are having our 37th Fun Rally here in Las Vegas. We have 27 plus cars here at this show, and essentially we have members from all over the United States. There are members here from Illinois, Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, California, and Oregon. So we've got a pretty good showing of people, and we're just having a good time driving around, having doing some of the scenic sights here, and doing some tech sessions at the M Hotel, and just basically showing off the cars. And it's fun to come out here to the classic show here, sponsored by Celebrity Cars, and just want to thank them for being so hospitable and saving space for us here. And there are various models here. We have some early model Panterias, 71, 72. The ones with the rubber bumpers that's the L model. Could be 73, 74, and later. They still produce them way up into the 90s, but they were only sold in Europe. So they also went through production numbers of GT5s that had fiberglass fenders, and the GT5S that had steel fenders and much more aerodynamic body design. And of course the last series of Panterias that were the Panteria SIs, and there are unfortunately none of them here in the United States. They were sold basically in Europe. Alejandro de Tomaso designed a car called the Mangusta, and that we're talking 1969. And the car was produced in a very low numbers. 401 were made. It premiered at, I believe, the Paris Auto Show, and gained a lot of attention. Lee Iacocca and people from Ford were looking at this, and they were thinking of a car that they could sell in the United States to kind of piggyback on the advertising that they gained from the Ford GT40 win in Le Mans. And basically Tom Tiarda, who was a designer, he died recently, working for a design house in Modena, Italy, designed the Panteria, and the Panteria came to existence in like 6 months. And the first cars were hand-built and assembled, and the first batches actually had push-button doors based on a lot of parts that came from the Mangusta, and of course they were trying to figure out how to make things and put things together. And then as things progressed, they would fix things that they found in production, that being such, all hand-built at that time. Essentially, and over 5,000 Panterias have been sold in the United States, and hopefully there's still some of them sitting out in garages. We keep hearing of garage finds. We know they're out there. My recommendation for people is you want one that's been driven, because essentially if you find one that hasn't been driven, it's going to have to be totally disassembled and gone through, and unless you know how to do it yourself, is probably not the best way to go. So they are fun cars to drive. My car here with all of the bugs on it, those are original bugs from the Silver State race this year. So essentially those are 105 mile an hour bugs, because I ran the 105 mile an hour category my first time out. And all I can say is what a blast. And hopefully this year I'll be running it again in a faster speed category. The Panteria Owners Club of America, we have our own website, Poca, Poca.com, and you can join online, and register online. We have a monthly newsletter of tech tips and things that you should look out for, some great pictures. We have a quarterly full-color magazine called The Profiles that is, what incredible, beautiful pictures and articles we've got about the cars out there and the owners of the cars. And for our measly fee that we charge for the club, I believe it's $95 for a year. We have chapters in most states. We have we have members in 14 countries. And we do ship international as far as magazines, and of course we have the ability to online download for those that are in foreign countries where it's just cost prohibitive for the membership fee. The basic fee to join Poca, I believe, is $75, but people that live out of the country, that's I believe the higher charge for $95. Just the difference in cost of shipping the newsletter and everything. We have people in Australia, Switzerland, Germany, France, Denmark, Sweden, Holland. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Italy, of course, there's quite a few still in Italy. The factory is no longer is in existence, although I hear the name brand has been purchased by several different other companies, and with hopes of actually creating a new Panteria car or a series of cars. So that's something, it would be nice if it happens, but in this modern economy, you never know. So, but these are readily available. Price range anywhere from, I would say, $35,000 on up to the Mangustas are well over $300,000 now for one of those. The GT5s and GT5s seem to be anywhere from $180,000 to $300,000. And once again, it's the attention to detail. A car that is actually drivable and really, flawless condition can easily go for $130,000 to $180,000 at an auction. So, if you need a car checked out, you can always call or send an email to the Poca go to poca.com and either membership or president, and we will get you in touch with a local chapter person that could check out a car for you or give you information on a car if they have knowledge of that car being owned by a Panteria Poca member. The original sales price was $11,700, I believe. And I have heard stories that, new they were even discounted down to $10,500. And of course, in the gas crunch, there were, cars being sold for $4,000 or $5,000, of which, just like a Hemi car, you wish you'd bought as many as you could find. So, for the collectible market, it is a very unique car, and it's just a blast to drive. The shorter you are, the easier it is to get in. All I can tell you that is, if you're over 6'5", it takes a little creativity. There are lowered floor pans and different seats that make it a little easier for the tall people. But it's a relatively easy car to drive, and there are a lot of modifications, newer things that you can't necessarily tell the difference, but makes the car much more drivable for people that really want to drive the car. If you see a Panteria driving down the road, please honk, wave, give us some recognition. We appreciate, the knowledge that people approve of us actually driving the car rather than having it sit in a garage and collect dust. Drive it because you love it.